Hey everybody, Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the Logitech G602 wireless gaming mouse. Now Logitech has a long lineage in the peripheral business, whether we're talking about PC accessories, speaker systems, Harmony remotes, of course gaming mice like these, and even tablet accessories, among many other things. Logitech really is one of my favorite companies because they offer great products. Usually pricing does soften even though it may start out high, and exceptional customer service and warranty replacement support. So with that said, a retail price of $79.99. This is only the second G-Series wireless mouse, as of late at least. Your option right now on the market is the older G700S, which retails for $99.99. Of course, that can be found for less, much like this brand new model, which launched roughly a month ago, and that's why it's exciting. It's a bit of a Frankenstein G-Series, in my opinion, but for those of you getting ready to start gaming on Battlefield 4, as well as the latest Call of Duty, this is probably one of the better options out there, as long as you are willing or looking to go wireless. Of course, that's something that's generally frowned upon. Just to give you some of the specifications right off the top here, because they do list, of course, the DPI right there, 250 to 2500, which is very solid in my opinion. Low latency on this, I believe it's 2 milliseconds. So overall excited about this. Incredible battery life. They've got a performance mode as well as endurance, but 250 hours on endurance mode really leads me to believe, why would you ever leave, or excuse me, on performance mode I meant, why would you ever really switch out of performance mode? But I'll test both just to see. Of course, this is a mouse that is strictly, or at least aimed at, gaming enthusiasts, but you could actually, of course, use this as your everyday mouse. I don't see any reason why not. In terms of buttons, you'll see when I get it out of the box, there's actually quite a bit going on here in terms of customizable buttons. So that's definitely a nice thing. You can see them right here. I think you have 6 different customizable buttons beyond DPI control, and the performance button that I didn't mention, but I did mention there are 2 different performance modes. And then as far as balance of marketing, right here they're just telling us about how the wireless gaming has been redefined by this mouse. And that's because of much of what I've been telling you about thus far, which is that you now get 250 hours of battery life. That's 8 times more than typical wireless performance. By the way, this operates on traditional batteries. You can get your own rechargeable, so that's something to note. Their Delta Zero sensor technology optimizes power use. To switch from performance to endurance mode when not gaming, battery indicator keeps you power aware. That's another thing you'll see. There's actually an LED indicator so that you know whether or not your battery's low. This way you're not going to sit down to start gaming and die during a session, literally because of the mouse taking it. So that's definitely a nice feature. It's not groundbreaking, but overall, this seems to be a really good package. So let me get it out of the box. Of course, compatible with Mac OS X, as well as Windows 7 and 8. Of course, now 8.1. And it seems the perfect time to be launching a mouse, so it makes sense that we're seeing this, in my opinion. What better time than to be dropping one of your latest and greatest? Again, if you're willing to deal with wireless, which personally I am. I don't see it as being a big trade-off. I've used some of Logitech's wireless mice in the past and really had no problem, even though I am having a problem with the packaging. There we go. Actually, the packaging was considerably better than, if you're a Logitech purchaser, customer, enthusiast, then you know generally it's a lot more work than what I had there, even though I didn't break the seal perfectly. So we've got all the things we expect here. Our nano receiver right there. I'm just going to open this up. First start off with the applicable paperwork, of course. So we've got our setup guide for installation and safety importance. Yes, these are important documents that you'll find with just about everything like this. And let me go ahead and get this out of here, if it permits. Or at least it should. It's really still sealed in here. I was complimenting it a little bit early. It seems I'm onto it now, though. Or at least I hope. I might be making this far more difficult than it needs to be. It seems like things are sealed up. Whoop. Wow, this is really rock solid in here. Finally, broken through. About time. Shouldn't have been that complicated. Okay, so we've got a USB extender right here for the receiver, in case clearly you need more clearance for the actual receiver itself. And then finally, after plenty of work getting it out of the packaging, despite what seemed to be simpler packaging, we've got the actual G602, and then of course the receiver as well. And that is a nano receiver, so yes, very small, 500 hertz. The idea there that you're going to be able to avoid network traffic, interference. Of course, I'll be reporting back how well that works or doesn't work. And like I mentioned before, you have this to extend your physical range with that in the event that you need the clearance. So taking a look at the mouse, you can see those programmable buttons that I was mentioning earlier, and a fairly strong array there. As I mentioned, 6 different programmable buttons. You've also got your DPI control right here. As you can also see, a fairly unique design with what they've done, get rid of that plastic, with the actual extension of the, clearly where you place your middle finger when gaming. Of course, this is designed for righties, sorry lefties, but fairly ergonomic from what I can see and from what I had seen in the past, which is why I liked the look of it. You've got that extension lip there, which does require more clearance on your mouse pad. You know, if you pick up a piece of paper or something, you will lose feedback, obviously, because you're not going to be on the same surface anymore. It actually will get in the way, but that's really nitpicking. Overall, feels good on the glide to me. You know, it seems to be smooth even here on this, which is far from what I'll be using on a regular basis. The actual wheel, not quite as sensitive, or I shouldn't say that, but doesn't feel as defined as many other Logitech mice that I've used in the past out of the box. The switch right there that I was mentioning before for endurance and performance mode, which will, I'm not sure what the exact battery life difference is, but as I mentioned, 250 hours in performance. So really a lot of customizable buttons, good ergonomics from what I can see thus far. Mostly a plastic build here. It's not very heavy. Keep in mind it does use AA batteries, which are shockingly already in place. And basically another cool feature is that this can operate on one battery. So unlike most mice of days past where, you know, if you needed to have both batteries in there, here you could operate on one battery. Do keep in mind you're going to get half of the battery life. But cool move, I think, going back to regular batteries or rechargeable, because you just get better battery life. And as someone who's gone through all of their mice, Logitech that is, with the actual rechargeables, it does get tiresome swapping them out. The LED indicator to let you know where battery life is at, which I believe is right here. Can't see it right now. There's the actual light for the performance switch. That's performance. This is endurance. But just to have the battery indicator is really important to me. That's something that most, you know, should have and don't necessarily. So a good addition there. So want to spend some time with it. No range of motion on the wheel in terms of clicking left and right. That was another nice signature item from Logitech over the years. Excited about the programmable buttons, clearly, because in any game like Battlefield 4, that's going to give you really quick access, among many other titles, of course, but games that are launching right now, it's going to give you great control over that game. I'm not sure I'll be using the DPI buttons too much. Never really tend to, frankly. You know, you find your setting, you're good, unless games really vary that you're playing on a regular basis. But overall, I really like what this mouse represents. Price point, certainly more palatable, and it seems to be a stable blend of hardware, customization, and really just best in breed. Logitech generally only updates to really satisfy customers, and I think that's exactly what the G602 seems to do. And at the price point, it looks like a winner. So I like what I'm seeing out of the box. Weight seems right on point for me, at least. And of course, I'll be giving all of you feedback as I spend more time with it. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. And of course, as usual, please feel free to subscribe. Later.